Okay, we're off. So tonight, our guided meditation will come from the book by Ajahn Amaro, Finding the Missing Piece. You should be able to find that online if you're interested, maybe on the Amaravati website. It's a monastery in England, if you don't know that one. I happen to have a hard copy of it. And then we're going to be talking about the Iddhipada, the 4 bases of success on the teachings of the Buddha. So, but first of all, let's just assume your favorite posture, meditation posture, whatever that is for you. We're just acknowledging to start any busyness you brought into the room through the mind, through the day. And beginning with the intention to slow down. Find that posture that's comfortable for you. Finding a way that the body can be just balanced, not too far forward, not too far back. And then turning the attention inwards into the body. But before trying to do anything with the body, let's just check out how does the body feel? Is it tense, heavy? What's the mood? What's the inner mood like right now? Hot, cold, painful, easy, comfortable, uncomfortable? So I'm just taking a moment to discern how the body feels. No, of course, no right way or wrong way. It's just your body as it is right now. But then checking out, how do you feel about how the body feels? Maybe you're unhappy about that. Maybe somehow you're wanting it to be different. But there is a bit of, say, inner conflict there. Maybe there's a way you might be able to just sort of drop the conflict and instead, a little suggestion to just bring a tiny little bit more kindness here to this inner world. Just even a 2% softening of our approach. 2% softening in the thoughts, the hardness of the thoughts. And then with that softness, allow that softness be the gateway into feeling into the body, sensing the body a little bit more. And see if there might be a way that we can let awareness drop into the spine, the back of the body. allowing the body to straighten in its own way without that being tension, without adding tension to the body or a rigidity, but more like an opening that allows the spine to straighten. And in a way, that opening, it's like imagining the body is like this tall, redwood tree or a mountain ash tree, tall, upright. You feel that kind of like that trunk of awareness through the whole of the torso. Strong, firm, but supple. We're just allowing the body to be upright. You feel almost like that uplifting energy through the spine, but not like it's forcing anything. We're just allowing it to be there. It's like the body has this firm trunk, but then the branches and the leaves are just sort of spread all around it. Just letting the rest of the body rest and allowing the spine to support everything. Whole of the rest of the body relaxed, easy, calm, effortlessly allowing the trunk to hold everything. Back of the neck, unwinding in whatever way that feels easy. The jaw might want to soften a little bit if it needs to. And then opening awareness to include how the body is breathing right now by itself. See if any tension might have crept in. Just again softening that little, just a little bit. It's almost like that softening includes a sense of not taking ourselves so seriously. Not taking meditation so seriously. And bring your awareness to the sensations of the face, the forehead, the eye. Anyway, any tension that's there wants to unwind, just go ahead and let that happen. Jaw. Softening. Opening. And any sense of relaxation that might come with that, just let that flow right down through the body. Just like the way the warmth from the sunlight comes in on the tree. And feel the warmth of relaxation in the body. like this wave of gentle warmth. The morning sun in the autumn. Flowing down through the legs to the feet. Consciously allowing the shoulders to drop a little. And space coming into the whole of the back of the shoulders, the back of the neck. And consciously knowing what's that like when the tension in the body starts to let go a little. How does that affect the mood? How does the heart feel? And then feeling that flow of the relaxation, then go down the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the fingertips. Giving yourself permission to be at ease. Not having to sustain any type of anxiety at all. And coming back to the trunk of the body. And feeling the sensations of the chest. Letting it open a little more. Perhaps as you soften across the chest, the shoulders might just relax back a little bit by themselves without being forced. Allowing the chest to be that little bit more open. And with that, the heart softening a little more. Kind of like a little flower, part of a little flower just opening up, blooming. Allowing yourself to breathe that little bit easier. The exhale leading the way to that relaxation. And again, following the exhale as it travels down into the belly. The exhale leading the way with softening of any tension there. Anxiety can sometimes feel like this tangle of tightness. Consciously let that tangle loosen. if there's any there. That loosening, going right down to the perineum, the hips. We don't really need our six-pack here for sitting. Abs of jelly is all we need here. Letting everything loosen, spread. And as all this happens, just notice again how this might affect the mood. Each exhale going right down through the body, flowing out through the legs, knees relaxing, lower leg, the ankles. Awareness and attention just bright and relaxed, totally effortless but present. The body solid, presence in the body, stable, calm. In the last couple of minutes, just allow yourself to allow awareness to sweep through the body, noticing any ways that tension might have come again, and just relaxing the belly, shoulders, the neck as needed. Just let the mind rest. And letting the power of loving awareness, loving presence, loosen any knots there in the body. It's getting to know the whole body and guiding it gently towards ease and relaxation, presence. Okay, let's have 5 minute little stretch your legs, bit of a boogie, whatever you need to do. Okay, sure. Let's get into the talk. So tonight, I want to talk about the Iddhipada, I call it the 4 bases of success or spiritual power, depending on the translation. Because one of the things that often comes up is this thing of like, because this sometimes some parts of the tradition just talk about being. You know, there's nothing to do, everything's perfect. And unfortunately, though, if that's not our experience of life, it can be a little bit undermining. It's like, well, things don't feel so perfect for me. Because some of the habits, you know, can be pretty painful sometimes. So the Iddhipada, that like this way that we can that we go about achieving things, the way that we can move towards things, the way that we can go about changing family things, work, politics, social, all these sorts of things, the ways to approach our family, neighborhood, society, and having the structure can give us some sort of way to look at things that supports the heart. These are all qualities of the heart. It's really important. They're not sort of things that we sort of have to get hard-ass about or anything like that. They're sort of qualities of buoyancy of the heart, like the paramis, another set of qualities. So they can range from like how we approach, say, spiritual aspirations, or could be as simple as taking a walk in the park. What would bring success in that? And that's how, like dating back to the time of the Buddha, there was one sutta where that's mentioned, where Ananda, the Buddha's cousin, was speaking to someone about that. How would we approach that in a way that would bring success? So you can see it doesn't have to be a lofty aspiration. It doesn't have to be, some high and mighty goal of some sort. Very, very simple and practical. So the first one, if you studied the parami, you might know these two. It's called chanda. It's desire. It's another form of desire. It's like the wholesome form of desire. Chanda. Or it could be enthusiasm, intention, a purpose, or zeal. Sometimes it's translated as, and it's like the ability of the mind, of the heart, to be focused on something with like a yes. That, yeah, I'm into that. I'd like to do that. That's a way that we sort of easily move towards something. And it's like this quality in a way that helps commitment to be easy, because we know that we're doing something that we love. Yeah. Sometimes, of course, we might have to push it a bit, because it may be the momentum of old habits makes it a bit hard to get going. And this is where we're sort of holding the end there in our mind. So for instance, if it's a conflict resolution thing, the end goal perhaps might be love, right? And holding that there helps it to be a bit easier. Where we're moving towards. We're acting with the end in mind. So this, again, could be something around just as simple as good relationships. Let's seeing some couples today where this is very much the thing that they're working with. There's conflict here right now, but this is where we're moving towards. And it was really helpful that they held that there, because it then just softened the intention around what was happening. The differences of opinion. Because the end goal was about connection. So keeping that there, we're working with that in mind. It's not like that's something, if we do everything right, we'll get towards that. We hold that here now. It doesn't have to be, just one last thing about that, that it doesn't have to be something like wild enthusiasm or something like that. It can be kind of a little bit cool as well. It's like, yeah, I think I'll learn to do that. That. Just that sort of, yeah, it seems to be the right thing. So the second of these qualities, virya, energy, effort, or will. Sometimes it's translated as it's virya related to I think it's a Greek word like virility. So you'll know what is that. But it's not that sort of masculine form of virility. It's this quality of energy about how we go about things. Because you can have the bright idea, right, about what we want to do, but there's no follow through. Like we have the idea if we're just hanging out on the lounge all day, it may not happen. Like I want to have a better garden, doesn't happen by just thinking about it. So this is the quality of engaged effort. So it's the follow through, because without that, we can't actually move towards some sense of success or fulfillment, right? It's not possible. So we need this quality, this engaged effort, to bring some fruition, to take us towards fruition of our goals. It's applied energy. Applied energy. So this could be, again, in meditation. You need applied energy, and you were doing that before in the guided meditation. It's applied, relaxed energy. The first thing is about calming the mind, calming our being, relaxing the tension. We're sort of trying to get clear on the inner world by, but with a really tense body, it can be kind of hard. So we're training the mind, training the heart. So the third one then is called Chitta. Chitta, which is translated in different ways, sometimes translated as consciousness, but here it really means heart, how we bring our heart to things, or the mind. It's the way that we think things through. So got this sort of goal, and then we start sort of contemplating it. Well, if I do it this way, then I imagine this is going to happen perhaps. These are the sort of people I might need to pull in to get this to happen. This is where I might need to, spruik up my skills a little bit to get better at things. It's applying the mind, like in an intelligent way. So if I want to be free from suffering, for instance, how do I get clear about that? What is the type of suffering that I'm going through? Is it a physical one, a mental one, emotional? Some form of, pain from the past of how things were when I was growing up. All sorts of ways that we can sort of get clear then and sort of try to think things through a little bit. So like this way of slowing things down a bit and just going, right, so what is really happening here? What is really happening? What are my habits here? How am I contributing to this problem? Or if I want to be successful with this aspiration, what other at the moment invisible help might I need to pull in? In the Sufi tradition, there was one guy who said, it's like, well, God, you've given me all these aspirations. How about some help to get this going? What do we need to do there to get clear on the path, right? So these first three are quite connected. Right? They're all about the way of moving towards these aspirations or goals. It's important that we, these are not, there's nothing wrong about having goals in Buddhism. We've got like the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Noble Path, all sorts of other things. All about setting out in a direction. These first three are connected. I want to do this, I've got the energy for this, my heart's in it, I'm interested. So the fourth one, though, is this quality of vimamsa. And vimamsa, so like the first three about bringing things into existence. Vimamsa is then, so once we've done that, we can sort of review and look and say, well, this is what I thought was going to happen by doing this, but this is actually what happened. How close was that, or far away? And what were the things there that caused that? to be online or not so online with my expectations. Months up. It's like reflection. And William Blake said something about this when he said that you never know how much is enough until you know how much is too much. And this is like a very nice way of saying it. You keep going, you try, you see what's, is this working or not? I've been on this path for a while. I'm a bit dissatisfied, actually. It's a bit joyless. Or whatever it is, right? So the Iddhipada, they lay out this sort of path, and certainly within Buddhism, I'm sure many of you have heard of this thing of these lines. I think it was, it's not really Buddhism, but Krishnamurti was "Truth is a pathless land." Was that his quote? Something like that. Or that there's nothing to do. The world is perfect as it is. All you need to do is give up the search. It's quite a common one in the non-dual community. And in lots of ways, it's really great. Yeah. And yet, that might be fine for someone who's already reached that place, right? But I think you'll generally find they've done a fair bit of work beforehand to get to that. Spontaneous awakening is a pretty rare sort of thing. Ramana Maharshi was one. It happened when he was about 15 or 16. He thought, I'm dying. And he just let himself, okay, I'll just let myself die. And then in doing that, he just opened. And this awakening came. Ramana Maharshi, if you don't know him, is a guy in southern India, Tamil Nadu. So like really young age that happened. And then he just left everything and went off. And he wasn't really trying or meditating. It was just happening to him. But like what, 1 in 10 million people are like that. The rest of us have to work a bit hard at it and keep working at it as time goes on. So we've got this path, and that path is sort of taking us from, say, suffering, anguish, alienation, hopefully to peace, unity, a sense of understanding our place in the world. We are part of something bigger. Something quite amazing, really. And it's sort of understanding that these tools that we're learning along the way, they're like Ajahn Amaru, again, the author of that book, meditation came from. He said he called them convenient fictions. The things that are made up to guide you along the way, because the path itself will be individual to every one of you, to your path. There's a general framework that will offer, say if you want to follow the Buddhist training, but it's like you have to walk along. You have to take those steps. So it's like then the map that is offered here is not the territory. The territory is the world of your experience. And it's that we're always encouraging you to understand, to trust, to acknowledge, to nourish, to support. The map is not the territory. It's just pointing the way. It's going to try this way. It may not be your way. You will say, yeah, I don't like that way. I want to go this way. And that's important. So, this is where hopefully the good teachers will be supporting that in you. they'll be saying, yeah, go for that. See what that's like. So words often used about the teaching, it's like, Eastick, just come and see. See what you think. Yeah, give it a try. It's not a doctrine. On the path then, so we say the map is not the territory. Another thing that can be super helpful, and some of you know this already, but for those of you who might be a little bit newer to it, having a guide can be really, really helpful. Someone who's already gone there. But then the type of guide you have is also important. Because the teachings here, the aim really is to help you to be your own teacher. That life then becomes our teacher, that we're interacting with life in a way that we're learning and relating and coming to our own understandings. But what the guide hopefully will do is empower you to trust your understanding. I keep saying, like, look here, what do you notice? As you turn towards that, what's there? What else is around it? How do you feel about that being there? All these things I've just been sort of saying in the meditation, right? How do you feel about the body being tight? Can you be loose around that? Can you be relaxed in relation to tightness? So the guide, whoever it is, they're always saying, like, what's your experience? What is that? What is that? Because the thing is that we always learn best from our own heart. From this. We always learn best from here. Okay? By seeing for yourself. So the guide will sort of always gently, tease you perhaps around your rigidity of things, your rigidity of thinking, how harsh you might be about things, how black and white you might be. And the guide also will empower you with resources. You say, maybe look up here, listen to this person talk about that. Go to this monastery's website, listen to this teacher. They're generous with resources. Say, yeah, look at this. There's not this sense of like, if you stay around long enough that maybe you'll get it sort of thing, or that they're holding things back. The generous guide will be just giving, giving, giving. There's a nice bit I heard from a couple of psychologists who are developing a different style. They were talking about the psychologists, and I would say this would be the true from a good guide as well, is that they're collaborative. And they encourage that. So they give a few examples here. It's Brown and Elliott. If anyone wants to look up their work. There's a sense of togetherness on the path. And there's lines here that they suggest. It's like, well, let's try to understand what happened there. Or I'm going to suggest something for you to imagine. So just take that as a guideline and develop that in your own way. And once you develop it, tell me what happened. Tell me what you've done. Or I'll suggest something and you take it from there. I know it's a bit hard for you now, but that's why I'm encouraging you to try it. Just stay with it. See what happens. Yeah, let me try it like this, or just stay with me on this. Just give me a try. right? So collaboration. These are the sort of qualities of a guide. So most importantly, hopefully, they're opening you to the joy of this path, pointing you towards joy and the joy of your being, the joy of the, the fruits of the path. Reminding you that this is the direction we're heading in. Not that you have to sort through every single piece of your past. Some of them you might need to if it comes up, but the goal, you keep the eye on the goal, the joy of the path. So we're looking deeply into the womb of things. Yoniso Manasikara, this term in Pali of looking deeply into the womb of your experience. And see there, where is the freedom there? Where is the freedom there? The freedom being the freedom from suffering. That's the freedom we're after. And lastly, a little line from Chogyam Trungpa, a teacher from America, a Tibetan teacher who was there for a long time. Died some time ago, but he said, this path, we're not trying to create comfort, but we are trying to create non-aggression. Non-aggression to life. So how about we finish there? Bang on 8:30. Thanks everyone out there. I think Loretta's gone. I'm going to have to close the meeting there in a minute. She didn't make me host, so I can't stop the recording, unfortunately. She thought she did.
Anton, I can do that if you want. Heart here.
Oh, Heart. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I've taken over from Loretta, so I didn't realize. I'll stop the recording for starters, and
Kate will come in and take over.
Exactly. Thank you.